When the federal government is trying to impact the economy, if there's either a recessionary gap or an inflationary gap, they have a couple different tools that they can use. They can change their spending or they can change taxation. So let's say we're starting at a recessionary gap. Okay, so we have price level, we have real GDP, we have our aggregate demand, our short run aggregate supply. Now, if we're at a recessionary gap, this is going to give us our real GDP and an equilibrium price level. Okay, so if we're at a recessionary gap, that means that potential GDP, or where our LAS curve is, this is our potential GDP. We're producing less than our potential. So if we have a recessionary gap, the federal government can, like I said, change a couple different things. They can change spending or they can change taxes. If they lower taxes, that gives us more disposable income, more income after taxes. So if that's the case, consumption is going to increase and we're going to see an increase in aggregate demand. The same would occur if we had an increase in just government discretionary spending. So if they spent more on roads or they spent more on national defense, all of that. So if we have an increase in spending or we have a decrease in taxes, our aggregate demand curve is going to shift to the right. Okay, so if that shifts to the right, that should bring our real GDP up, but it also brings price level up. So if we had the opposite, if we had an inflationary gap, then the government would then decrease spending or increase taxes to shift the aggregate demand curve to the left.